following the logbook of sailing Frida Wisby.
I'm starting a new sailing season. It is beautiful.
Fish.
Yeah. It's so great. Got another room. This time imagine that you are a spectator. You go out. In this episode we start a new sailing season and we will finish up our big canvas project and a lot of other things. We put quite a lot of effort into making this video, so I hope you like it and please give us a thumbs up if you do.
Let's summarize what's been written in a logbook before. Our story began in Yarmouth on Isle of Wight, where we bought a Woki 47 pilot saloon. We named her Frida and Wisby is her home port on Gotland. We are a middle-aged couple that left our business lives to go sailing. We have sailed more than 7,000 nautical miles along the Atlantic coast of Europe out to the Azores and into the Mediterranean Sea. We will show you our sailing, the boat works we do and the destinations we see. Experience wildlife, historic sites and local cultures together with us. We are not sponsored by anyone, so it helps us a lot if you become a subscriber. A thumbs up or a comment makes us really happy. Big thank you to all of you that watch our videos. We are Anders and Gitte and this is our cat Litza. The next page continuing Cartagena.
New Bimini.
With all the holidays over, things got back to more ordinary cruising life. And during winter, that means project work.
We are discussing some details for the new Bimini. It is coming out good, I think. And here is our special hatch, so that I can look above the spray hood with the Bimini up, and in here is a window. I'll show you later. So here you can see, here is the glass. It's a little bit dirty, but so that Anders can see the sails, but with the Bimini closed, but still this is a little sun protection so we get shade, because that's important here in the Med. And here we can open this and like this, and attach it here to keep it open, and here it's open both for airflow and so that I can step up here and look forward. Now they're taking the measurements for the aft Bimini.
Because our Woki 47 pilot saloon has a solid arch, we can use that to provide a firm attachment point. It's a little bit tricky because our backstays are going right through where we want the new Bimini. And to make it even more complicated, they have to be able to move so that others can tighten them and trim the sails. This little strip is to keep the hatch open, as I showed you before. It wasn't just Angels that were working, we were also doing some canvas work ourselves.
Making new covers for the steering wheels. First trying out to see if we got it. Yeah.
It's pretty okay.
Pretty okay, yeah. It's going to have a board in beneath, or at least the old ones had, with some elastics so that they closed underneath. It looks good.
Yeah, I think this is going to be fine.
So that's our own sewing project, and one of them. And now Angels that are helping us with the Bimini and the spray hood and an enclosure has done this section. We have a few things that we want to change, but it looks pretty good. Now they are trying out the aft Bimini for the first time. Looking nice.
Getting there.
Yeah, it's got the straps so it can't fly away. It has a special hatch so we can reach the bottom for the swim platform. It wasn't there before, so that's a new feature. While I was away doing some grocery shopping, Anders finished off the new cover for the wheel. Well done, Anders.
Thank you.
This is actually sunshades in the making, and it's the small strip that we are going to keep. Today is lunch at Frida Wisby. Carrot soup with chorizo.
I think our sewing machine was going hot during those weeks. Right now, Anders is testing how the upper part of our new sunshade will fit. And Angels are working on their side.
Exciting to see if Anders' little sewing project is fitting the bigger project. He's making some solar shapes. That should fit for the new bimini.
We got double zippers on the bimini so that we can have both the side and the sunshade up at the same time. That can be useful when it's both windy and sunny, which it often is in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, it looks like it fits. No lack of confidence.
Now when we know that the canvas part fit with the zippers in the new bimini, we can attach the meshnet. And as you can see, it's challenging to handle such a big piece in a limited space that we have aboard. The meshnet is quite stiff, even more stiff than canvas, and also thicker and heavier, so we actually had to work together where I would hold and pull the mesh while Anders was sewing. It was a tough challenge for both us and our singer heavy duty. We bought all the material we needed for our sewing project from Angels store.
Blir inte bra.
Blir det inte bra?
Nej.
Jag tror det blir jättebra.
Nej, men...
När det är klart.
Ja, men det kommer inte att räcka.
Kommer det inte räcka?
Nej.
Nej då får vi ha kant för nedre kanten också.
Ja.
We are debating and how to construct those solar shades.
Oh, what we have to do is cut it in the middle.
Yeah.
And it will be what it will be.
Yeah, I think that's the best way.
Next, Anders is screwing up the new tracks or rails for the arch to hold the sides of the enclosure.
Now we got two of those racks, or what do you call it?
Rails.
Rails for the sides that we are going to get mounted. Two more to go.
Over to one of my projects.
Okay. So we have a pattern for the bean bags that we are going to make. And of course, our head surveyor is in place to make sure that I do everything correct. So this is the fourth. I need 6 of those, so it would worth the effort to make the paper template. I'm making 2 lines, one where to sew and another one where to cut. The paper I used to do the pattern on is actually just the cheap tablecloth that you have one time for parties, etc. So this is the 6th and last of the, I would call them leaf pieces, because they have more or less the same shape as a leaf. We got inspiration for making those bean bags from another sailing channel, Sail Life, but I found the pattern on Pinterest because I actually thought I wanted a pattern in centimeters, because that's what I'm more used to. So thank you, Sail Life, for the inspiration. And now we get the afterpiece. Looking great.
We also got the sides with our special rounded vertical doors The idea comes from campers where it's common to make doors like this. The benefit is that it's easier to open the zipper with one hand instead of two zippers, and that you roll up the door as traditional on boats. And we also think it looks good from an aesthetical point of view. You can also see how the rails that Anders mounted on our arch minimizes the gaps that you normally would get on the sides.
It's so great. Got another room. And that's a feature. And that's something to be able to sit in the door. Are you happy, Captain?
This will work.
Now they have us all up. That door open.
And yes, we're working late to get it all finished, but unfortunately there was one small strap that they needed to change.
Working in our new enclosure. We are still missing the afterpiece, but regardless, it's nice to be here and a lot more light than down below. The last piece, the aft piece, and then the enclosure is finished. And Anders is afraid it's going to be too hot now when we have cut it all. I'm a bit curious to see how warm it gets in here. This is the salt. This is how our enclosure became when it was finished. Isn't it great? I can imagine sitting here, having a glass of wine, and having it cozy lots of times. Look at our new enclosure. Great job. Thank you, Anja. Another benefit from the enclosure is that we also have a place to hang the laundry where it doesn't get wet during the night. Loading bags into the rental car. We are leaving Frida to go home, back to Sweden.
This is going to be a journey with many steps because we are visiting my son so I can see his new apartment, and also my daughter on the way home. When we came home, it was snowing and quite cold in the house because we keep the heating down when we are away. The reason we travel home is that we need to do the bookkeeping for the hostel we run here on Gotland, but we also had time to meet up with some friends at the sailing club in Wisby. But after some intense winter weeks at home, it was time to fly back to Frida.
Just arrived. And of course, always something. This is not good. There's water in Litza's shower. Is it good to be home? Finally back on the boat. And this is testing up the latest toy. We have improvised where the mounting. But he's looking for a fish, but there is something.
Fish.
Yeah. Haha. That's fun. And that also means that we can see stones, etc. on the bottom.
Yeah, this is super flat. I mean,
Yeah.
we're standing still now, so we are hitting the exactly same spot on the bottom all the time, so nothing will happen with.
But that's the purpose of it, not looking for fish.
Not looking for fish now.
Yeah. But it's working.
It is working.
Now we just have to figure out how to get the cables through.
Just up below the boat, half a meter under the sounder. Also, it seems like it's agreed on the depth. This is like saying 10.3 meters, and the old one that's just in front of it says 10.3, 10.4. So it found the bottom, and everything seems to work.
Now our trusty sewing machine is pulled out again, and I'm sitting and making some bags out of this cloth for our new sides, so they won't get damaged when we store them down below. Let's see if it fits.
It will.
Be careful with my coffee.
Just long enough.
We do a proper installation of the new surf depth sounder. And just as I was sure, it was a real challenge to get the cable through. We don't have any pictures from that, and YouTube wouldn't allow the language.
Pick a sounder. Sensor that will allow us to see the bottom structure and fish, etc.
We also brought a subwoofer that was previously installed in a camper that we had, so that we can get some better sound in the boat.
Testing. Preparing the first grill of the year. This is wonderful. Today I have brought the carpet from the saloon out because I'm going to wash it. It has quite a lot of stains. We have spilled coffee, etc. on it. So I will try to see if I can get it cleaner, because it's a nice and sunny day with just a little bit of breeze. I think today is a perfect day to dry it out, because it will take some time for it to dry after I have washed it. Because since I ruined my fingers with cleaning the fenders and the dinghy about a year ago, I actually always use double gloves, because I think I had a tiny little hole in one of the gloves, and that has caused me a lot of trouble and a lot of pain. So I wear double gloves. It's a bit tricky to get the second layer on, but if that can save my fingers, it's worth it. Okay, we are in the car, rental car, and we are on our way to Alicante airport to pick up Anders' mother and his brother. They're going to visit us for a couple of days. Now they have arrived, our guests. And now we are preparing to go out for a little spin. We are almost ready to go. It's very light wind today. We hope we can sail a little bit. Robin is going to drive while we are putting the kayak in place. We're going out. A little bit of rain. So now we are happy about the enclosure. Annie, she's taking care of Litza. Got the sails up, but it's very, very, very light wind. See if we can kill the engine. And this is putting in. Sailing! But not fast, but we are sailing.
Anders' family had a small fingal sailboat when he was young, and I think the tour brought up many happy memories.
Lunch at sea. Or we have already eaten most of it. So. Litza has found a new friend. Robin has still taken over the wheel.
Anders' dad can't travel that far, but we made a video call so he could also enjoy the moment. had a lovely day at sea, but were quite tired in the evening. Okay, today it's a little bit more windy than yesterday, so today we are doing excursions by part. We drove through the shifting and beautiful and sometimes dramatic landscape of Murcia to Bolnovo. Yeah, we continue inland. The view is wow, fantastic. And we found the road to nowhere. Not far from nowhere we found Estrecho de la Arboleda. This fantastic valley, not very known to tourists, had everything.
Beautiful place we found without searching.
Since all the others had a bit difficulty to walk, I went down to the bottom of the valley by my own.
And up there, you can hear Anders and his mother.
And I'm glad I did. It was beautiful. And it felt powerful with the high cliffs racing on both sides.
Amazing place we just found.
There was ruins of some historic hideouts. And you can also see how the wind has shaped the cliffs here as well. I would have liked to stay longer, but the others were waiting, so I started to head back. But then I saw those people. And it looked like they were going into a cave, so I followed them into a canyon. An amazing canyon. It went on, and it was narrow and it was winding.
And all the time when I'm walking here, I have maybe 20 meters up. This is a really cool ravine. Really amazing place. It's not hard to walk here, but there's quite a lot of loose stones. Almost up, and I'm out of breath.
After a long day on the road, we decided to go to El Chalet Club.
Yeah, we are going to eat tonight. See if Bertil is right.
Chalet lies a little bit from the town, but you can reach it with a dinghy or bike. And it's worth the effort. Seafood is fresh and well cooked. After a good night's sleep, we are ready for new adventure. This world map square is right next to the public marina. We have decided that today we want to see Cartagena by foot.
So this is the old harbor. So here is where it was.
Today there are lots of cozy restaurants in the area. Don't miss to try the Cartagena specialty, dried salted tuna. After our lunch, we have continued to the museum and the Roman theater.
Now we are at the Roman Amphitheater. The amphitheater was completely covered with new soil layers, and it was rediscovered during an excavation in 1988, and it's very well preserved. Beautiful. Imagine standing here and then being pushed out on the stage to the other gladiators. This time imagine that you are a spectator and you are going to see one of the exciting games when you got your seats high up because you are one of the poor. But then you will come this way and you go out, and here you see the arena. Thousands of people. This amphitheater had the place for 7,000 spectators. Here you can see examples of the beautiful craftsmanship of carving the stones. Amazing. A nice tour in the museum. Unfortunately, my audio guide dysfunctioned twice.
Time for us to go back to the boat. Annie and Robin has now gone home, and Alice and I are alone on the boat and continue with our projects.
We sit here and wait for some kind of parade here in Cartagena during Semana de Santos. And I have like
both have similar costumes, but it's a completely different meaning. But so far we have mostly seen people dressed up as Romans. Oh, it sounds like finally are coming. We are back on the boat after being out. We were waiting for over an hour, and then we sat about 2 hours and watched the parade, the Eastern parade here in Cartagena. But then we were feeling cold, etc. So now we are back on the boat. It was really interesting and fun to see, and amazing costumes. Which has absolutely nothing to do with Cook of Sam. It's actually from the beginning that they were hiding their shape and face totally was due to that they should be able to confess without being recognized. On our way, or actually we are about to leave Cartagena after spending the entire winter here. So we are doing the final preparation, and this is starting the engine, and we are going to Santa Pola.
Då, nu backar jag. Är du beredd? Ja.
Now we are leaving our ship and waving goodbye to Cartagena and starting a new season, a new sailing season after being here for since end of October, so it's not quite a half year but almost. A little bit cloudy today, low hanging clouds, but the forecast says it should be quite okay wind, and we are going 50 nautical miles
so it's not extremely far. So I will continue with my duties of taking in the fenders, etc. Just want to get this last footage of what have been our home port for quite some time. And as you can see, still have my little communication unit on, marriage savers as I call, which Anderson and I use when we departure, anchor, and are going to dock, etc. Because it makes it much easier for us to communicate despite the boat is 15 meters long. Well, now we are out of the little bay which is next to Cartagena, or where Cartagena is in the bottom. It's still a bit foggy, but it's looking good. I think we're going to get a great ride once it clears up.
6 knots in 8 knots of wind, 9 knots.
I think it's going well for being the first sail at the season. Actually, it's not the first sail because we were out with Anders' mom and brother, but first traveling sail.
First moving.
Moving from place to place.
There is something about lunch at sea. It always tastes a lot better than usual.
We have 18 to 20 knots of wind straight from the back, and we're doing 7.5 to 8.2 knots. So it's we're soon going to jibe.
Sailing wing on wing. It is beautiful. Really nice sailing. Going into Santa Pola. This is the marina here in Santa Pola, and today we have barbecue day.
So, Captain, are we ready for departure soon?
I think so. Sun has gone up, so it's a little warmer outside, and we have only 40 nautical miles to go, so we're not in a hurry. But we plan to go at 11, and it's a little bit past 11 as always, so time to go now.
Leaving Santa Pola on our way to Calpe.
Nope, nothing today. So we are taking it in. There we have Altea, and over there is Calpe, where we are going. The main down, because it will come straight from behind when we turn in there. So we will go in for the Genoa and the engine. I look now to Calpe, or Calpe, that's where we're laying. And that's the building with restaurant and office, etc.
This massive cliff, the beaches and flamingos, that's what Calpe is known for.
It's fantastic to see flamingos this close. And there's also been a bird, I think it's called beach
piper or something like that. It has red legs. We have it in Sweden now and then as well. Oh, that side of the lake is very, very quiet. It's Sunday today, so perhaps that's also a reason why it's so quiet. And I've got flamingos right here, about 30-40 meters out in the water. Thank you so much for watching, and in the next video we will sail out to the Balearics. Pizza!